You're talking about what we know, what we don't know, what we can't know down the road. What we do know. Bonner County's population skyrocketed recently. With an increase in population, we had an increase in crime. With an increase in crime, we have a larger need for a proper courthouse and justice system, justice center. The current courthouse is sinking, and y'all would rather dump wasted money into a sinking facility than build a proper facility. Why? Because everybody in this county knows that you hate the sheriff and want to poke the bear.
There's not a man in this county that will lay his life down for that man right there quicker than I will. Nobody.
I will.
Not a single person.
I will.
You can say it.
I can say
but
it.
I can actually tell you that I will.
I don't care if you're going to lay your life down for him. I'm talking about the fact that.
To say that I disrespect this man.
You do
don't
disrespect
like him,
this man. I've got it on tape.
I will fight for that man and every one of his deputies with every breath of life I have. So don't tell me I don't respect police, sheriff, and state police.
So leave him alone to do his job.
Houston Police Department people.
You won't let him do his job. You act like you
He wants to do our job.
No, he doesn't.
That's not his job. You go jump on somebody else's butt.
He wants to do his job with a new justice center. Okay? That is what the county has
And I've talked to him how to do that and how to pay for it.
Oh, that's not your job. That's his job.
No, it is our job.
See, there you go. You can't figure it out. The fact is,
it's our job to figure out how to get the money
that land has been designated for years. The county has weighed in on it. They want a new justice center. You won't put the money into that, but you'll put the money into a sinking courthouse and an RV park that nobody asked for.
Mr. Chairman, I would call the question.
Provide the money. Show me where to get it. 3% won't do it.
I have a question that maybe Bradshaw
it was
or the
offered
sheriff
to
knows.
put it up to vote, but he chose not to do that because it was election time.
When we go back to the original memorandum of understanding, does anybody understand why did we have to do a memorandum of understanding in order to use it as a parking lot? It's because partly what's happening here is we keep saying county land is not different, is exactly the same as fairground land. But we were required to do a memorandum of understanding for the parking. And so maybe one of the commissioners could help me understand why, if we needed that in order to park, why are we undoing that memorandum right now when we don't have an RV campground? You don't have the grant extension approved. So could we arguably say that this is actually premature to undo the memorandum of understanding, because it appears as if we were required to do that for them?
Sounds like MOUs don't mean anything if you can undo them so easily.
I mean, that's an honest question on this one, because if we nix the MOU that already exists for parking today to be used for, there was a reason we had to do that, and I couldn't find that answer.
You were the one that provided the reason to do that because the grant says unencumbered, and you pointed out that it was encumbered.
That's not the encumbrance that I was referencing.
Well, what was it then?
So the encumbrance, the encumbrance that I am referencing for putting the RV campground is the very fact that this board has historically stated that when we need to build the justice center out, which is not just the sheriff, it's the court system, that we could bulldoze that campground. So my statement to the county is that that means the land itself is encumbered because we have a use that we intend to use it for when we get down to it. The MOU isn't the encumbrance, it is the land itself is positioned for the expansion of the county, which this board has both of you who are voting to do it have stated that if we need to expand, we'll just remove the RV campground. And that's when I started saying, but that means the land is therefore encumbered, so we would be applying for the grant incorrectly because it demands that we not use encumbered land. So the memorandum of understanding is different, because my question is still valid. If we needed the memorandum of understanding for the fairground camp, and we undo that memorandum of understanding, then they're not able to park and we have a fair coming up. Are we prematurely doing this? because you have multiple motions or things that you want us to sign. And I think my argument is valid that this one is premature because now they can't park there.
I have
The
one more
property
question.
shall not be limited to parking for the fairgrounds, but may be used for any other legal purposes. I think that answered your question just fine.
I don't think so.
Unless you have a
No.
comprehension problem.
Well, I'm not being unkind, but I'm saying this actually specifically says you're going to undo the May 27th, 2014 memorandum of understanding, which specifically stated parking. So if you undo that, that's what I'm asking. And it's not me being difficult. It's a valid question.
Well, you can't have contradictory MOUs existing at the same time. You have to do away with one to bring an updated one.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That is what I'm saying the problem is. If you get rid of the one that said they could park there for you can do whatever you want with it, then they can't park there because we decided back in 2014 that it was necessary to have the memorandum of
Why can't
understanding.
they park there now?
If
You
you
just
just
said
take
right
the
there,
RV park
Not
only,
limited to parking.
You
Now
are,
they can use it for other things too.
actually, anybody can use it for anything. There was a reason, which is my question. There's a
That-
reason,
Within legal purposes.
but there was a reason that it was advised to have an MOU, correct? And the board agreed, yes, they need an MOU to use it as
Because
a
our
parking
legal
area.
recommended it.
So if we
and so-
need the fair to park, legal recommended an MOU. We have a fair coming up, and if you get rid of the MOU that says, based on what you just said, we need it for them to park, then they cannot park there.
Yes,
Why
they
can't they
can.
park there? There's no parking sign there.
Why
We're not
did-
putting up a no
my
parking. It
que-
says right there,
So you both
Commissioner
are saying
Williams.
no, so say the why you can get rid of the MOU.
Unless you have an extreme comprehension problem, help me with this. The property shall not be limited to parking, but may be used for any other legal purpose. What part of that do you not get?
I don't think you're understanding you're getting rid of the parking MOU. Why did we agree?
We had to get rid of that one to bring an updated version.
What was the reason that we started a parking MOU?
Mr.
Because you
Chairman?
said it was encumbered.
No, I wasn't here in
Could we-
2014.
Mr. Chairman?
Okay, I'm gonna,
Could we vote?
I'm gonna call for a vote. This has gone on long enough.
Commissioner Ahmed?
Yes.
Commissioner Williams?
No.
Commissioner Bradshaw?
Yes. Okay.